And he said, now verse 11, go forth and stand upon the mount before the Lord, and behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind rent the mountains and brake in pieces the rocks before the Lord, but the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, what was it? Well, wait a minute. You know, Elijah loved these things. Oh, did he love a good windstorm. He liked to see the rocks rent and the mountains rent. He's that kind of a man, you see. May I say to you, he goes for that type of thing. And then there's the earthquake. He liked earthquakes, by the way. He liked Southern California. And after the earthquake, there's a fire. And after all, he's the man brought fire down from heaven. And he liked that. But wait just a minute. God wasn't in any of those. After the fire, a still small voice. And if there's one thing that this man Elijah did not like, it was a still small voice. He never had a still small voice. But he had to learn that this is the way God moves. And how wonderful it is as we see here God moving in this way. And he's teaching this man a great lesson. Elijah, the battle actually is not won on the top of Mount Carmel by the fire coming down out of heaven. God moves in a mysterious way his wonders to perform. God moves in a quiet way, and God uses little things to accomplish his purpose. Someone has said, great doors are swung on little hinges. God uses those things to open mighty doors. And that's what this man had to learn. And then when Elijah heard that, it was so when Elijah heard it that he wrapped his face in his mantle and went out, stood in the entering of the cave, and behold, there came a voice unto him and said, what doest thou here, Elijah? And he said, I've been very jealous for the Lord God of hosts. And he told what he had done. And I only am left, and they seek my life to take it away. The Lord said unto him, go, return on thy way to the wilderness of Damascus. That is, go back north, where you came from. When thou comest, anoint Hazael to be king over Syria. God says, I have work for you to do. I'll take care of you. And Jehu, the son of Nimshi, shalt thou anoint to be king over Israel. And Elisha, the son of Shaphat, you'll anoint him to be prophet in thy room. I have a successor. It shall come to pass that him that escapeth the sword of Hazael shall Jehu slay, and him that escapeth from the sword of Jehu shall Elisha slay. Yet I have left me 7,000 in Israel, all the knees which have not bowed unto Baal, and every mouth which hath not kissed him. God has always had a remnant, friends. He has a remnant today. And this was the remnant. Now, I have been very unkind to them. They were standing for God. They had not bowed the knee to Baal, but they were not out in the open like Elijah was. They were the silent ones. I guess they'd prayed for Elijah and all of that. And we find here now that God is going now to put this man aside, and we find that he's going to raise up Elisha to take his place. Now we're told, so he departed thence and found Elisha, the son of Shaphat, who was plowing with 12 yoke of oxen before him, and he with the 12th. And Elijah passed by him and cast his mantle upon him. And he left the oxen and ran after Elijah and said, let me, I pray thee, kiss my father, my mother, then I'll follow thee. And he said unto him, go back again, for what have I done to thee? He returned back from him and took a yoke of oxen, slew them, and boiled their flesh with the instruments of the oxen, gave unto the people, and they did eat. Then he arose and went after Elijah and ministered unto him. Now he's Elijah's pupil. He's to take his place.